Hi guys, welcome to this new video. In this one we are going to use Django and Django Rest Framework to reset the password of any given user. The code link is already present in the description, you all can check that out. And let me explain how I'm going to do this. So first of all, we'll allow user to enter his email, and once that email is received on the back end, we are going to use it to generate the token, and we are going to send that link to the user via mail. But mail sending is out of scope of this video, so we are going to just print that link, and then we are going to go to that link, and over there we'll give user to enter his new password and verify the token. And after verifying the token, we are going to reset his password, and this all will be done by using Django's default user model. So let's get started. Also make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video and share. So to get started, first we'll create our virtual environment. So I'll call it as virtual env and .env, and then we'll activate that environment. The source .env bin activate, and we'll install Django in that. So because of my net issue, it did not get installed, so let me do it again. Pip install Django, and I have DRF website already open, so I'm going to copy this. Pip install Django Rest Framework, and we'll install this as well. Now that installation is done, let me clear the screen and we'll create our project. So it is Django-admin start project. I'll call it a SRC, and then we'll navigate inside the source directory and we'll create a new app. So again it is Django admin, but this time it is start app, and I'll call it as first. Now we'll go inside that SRC directory, and inside SRC we are going to configure our apps that we have installed, that is first and also Django Rest Framework. So for that I'm going to copy it from here, from the official documentation of Django Rest Framework, and now both the installations are done. So like I told before that first we'll allow the users to enter his email. So for that we are going to create our serializer first that will accept only email. So I'll call it as serializers.py, and inside this we are going to import a serializer from Rest Framework. So from Rest Framework import serializers, and we'll create a class called as email serializer, and this will accept serializers dot capital serializer, and I think I have misspelled it, so it will be serializer. Yes, that has been fixed. And we'll create our only field over here, that is email field, and this will be also serializers dot email field, and this will be class meta to specify which all fields to be used, and the only field we have over here is email field, so we are going to specify that. So now our first serializer is created. Let's go ahead and create the view for this one. So I'll go to the views, and in this one we are going to do some imports. So those imports are from Rest Framework import generics and status, and also view sets and response. So let's go ahead and start creating our first view. So I'll call it as password reset, and this will be generics.generic API view, and in this we are going to specify our serializer class, serializer underscore class, and this will be serializers dot email serializer. I know I haven't imported this, so let's import it. So since that serializer is in the same app, so I'm going to do from dot import serializer. So this is taken care of now, And in this view we are not going to have any get definition, but we are going to have only post. That means user will be only able to submit his email address and not able to request for anything from this view. So let's do that. So def post self and request. We are going to call this serializer and pass whatever the user has submitted in the data. So serializer is equal to self dot serializer class. So this will get this email serializer over here, and I'm going to say data is equal to request dot data. So whatever user submits the data, that will come in request and that will be given to this serializer. And after this we are going to validate this serializer. So serializer dot is valid, and I'm going to do is raise exception as true. So this will make sure that only email is entered, and if anything else is entered or some invalid data is entered, this will make sure to throw an error from here itself, and we don't have to handle it explicitly. So now I'm going to extract email from this. So email will be serializer dot data, and then this has that email. So we got that. Now let's get the user. So in order to get the user from this email, we have to import the user model, right? We can import that user from django.contrib.auth.models import user. So it is Django. Now we are going to use this model objects.filter where email is equal to this email, and I'm going to do first because I want the single object. This much will return query set, and dot first will return me with a single object. So I'll give it as user and then check if user exists. So this will verify that user exists. Once the user exists, we are going to take his user ID, that is pk, and we are going to encode it. And along with that, we are going to use the entire user object to generate a token, and that token will be generated by using Django's built-in password reset token generator. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'll call it as encoded pk, and I'm going to do some inputs later on. Let's code along first. So URL safe base 64 encode, and this will take in force byte, and we'll pass in user.pk. So the VS Code has already imported this URL safe over here. So from base 64 it has imported that. Let's import force byte. So it will come from django.utils.encoding import force bytes. So idea is that we are not going to store any of the token or anything in our database. So we are going to send everything to the in the URL itself. So for that I'm sending users pk as well, so that next time when he comes and he hits that URL, we will get his pk and we will be able to like match the user and reset his password. That's why we are doing this. So first of all, take the user's pk, force it into bytes, make it bytes, and then make it URL safe so that it can be sent over the URL. Let's import that first. Okay, so from django.contrib.auth.token, it is tokens, import password reset token generator. And this is Django, and now we are going to make use of this. So this will return us with a token, and I'll call it as make token, and in this we are going to pass the entire user object. So this is token. Now we are going to, after this we will generate our URL to send it to user. So the URL to be generated is something like this: a localhost is to 8000 slash, I'll call it as reset password, and then first we'll send this encoded pk and then we'll send this token. So we are going to use this URL. We can create this entire URL over here itself, or what we can do is we can create our URL first in the urls.py and then use the reverse method and generate our reset URL. So we'll do that. Okay, so we'll save this and we'll go to urls.py, and I'm going to create that now. So I'll call it as path and we'll call it as password dash reset slash, this is a string, and oops, this will be front slash encoded pk, and then it will take in again string, this will be token front slash. Then after this we are going to, actually we haven't specified any, we haven't created any view, so let's keep it till this point and we'll specify the view later. Alright, views, and we'll give it a name will be reset password, and we'll use this reset password now. So that will be I'll call it as reset underscore URL is equal to reverse, and this reverse will take in the name of the URL, so that is reset password, this name over here, so that is given, and in this now we have to specify two arguments, right? One is encoded pk and second one is token. So let's do that. It is keyword arguments, so args, and encoded pk is encoded pk and token is token. So this reset URL won't have this localhost, so we are going to add that now. So I'll call it as reset underscore URL. This will be, I'll use f string over here, so localhost is to 8000 front slash, it is not required, and over here we are going to use reset URL. So this is done. Now let's send this reset URL in the response. So it is return response dot response, I'll call it as message, whatever we are going to show to the user, and again use f string over here, your password reset link, it is reset link, reset URL. And after this I'm going to specify status. So status is equal to status dot 200 http underscore 200, and if it is, if user is not found, then let's throw an error. So else return response dot response message will be user does not exist, and status will be status dot http underscore 400, that is bad request, because user does not exist, so it should be thrown as bad request. So this is done. We just have to import this reverse, so let's do that now. So from Django dot URLs import reverse. So now our first view is complete. Let's create URL for this one. We'll go to urls.py and I'll duplicate this one, and over here we are not going to have anything, it is just password reset, and views will be, let me import the view first. So from first import views. So it is views dot password reset. Okay, so password reset, this is the name of the class, and since it is view and it is not, it is generic API view, so we have to use as view. Okay, so this is done. Let's put commas over here. And with this we have completed the first part of the video, that is verifying if user exists and create a password reset URL for the user. So in the next part we are going to use this reset URL, and with the help of that we are going to reset the password. Thank you, and make sure to subscribe, like this video and comment, and see you in the next one.